My name is Vikram Modi. I'm currently, I would say, semi-retired. I was working in the US. I worked with Visa in payments for the longest time, 26 years, starting with India and then across the world. So payments is like in my bloodstream. But then I moved back to India for family reasons just about a year back. So getting reacquainted with Bangalore after a long time abroad. And now I'm working with Pramod and Siddharth and all that on the Finternet, excited by the vision. Almost exactly a year back, Pramod was presenting in Palo Alto. There's a Palo Alto Museum of Technology, and he was talking about the stuff that's been done in India. And then he spoke about Finternet. And I was at that stage thinking of moving back here. And the kind of stuff he spoke about Finternet just resonated with, I've spent so long in payments and money movement. And a lot of the problems that you face, particularly when it comes to global payments, you could see that, hey, a lot of what Finternet does can maybe be the panacea, the silver wand for, that kind of stuff. And I said, hey, this sounds interesting. So this was one of those post-presentation chats, and now here we are. So that's how we got started. So I said, look, I've been in payments and I've been in Visa. And he said, well, Visa is an inspiration for a lot of the stuff that we're planning to build. I said, well, I know a little bit about Visa. And that's how we got to talking. When I moved back, given that I had a certain amount of global experience, and my own interest in this new phase of my career was on not chasing the bottom line. I've done that for 20 years, managed a bottom line, managed a big business and all of that. But it was more on doing things which are more next horizon, and doing it in a way where you're not thinking of next quarterly results, but something which is long term. So what I think we set out to do is, let's set up the organization first, the global organization for Finternet, and along with the Beacon protocol for networks for humanity. So I'm currently focused on setting up the global organization in terms of setting up the non-profits in Switzerland, in the US, in Singapore, getting those stood up, making sure that we have a good statutory foundation for everything that we want to do. And then along with that is some of the fundraising, getting the grants in for funding some of the initiatives that we are doing. I think the broader sense, Networks for Humanity, is about how do you use the latest technology in order to create networks which are democratized, which are under the control of users rather than under the control of intermediaries. Now, when you think of it that way, there are various forms it can take. One of those is the Finternet, where you're talking of financial assets moving around like emails move around over the internet, right? Then you have Beacon protocol, which basically connects buyers and sellers, or producers and consumers, in a seamless peer-to-peer kind of way. So these are just examples of what one can use the power of the original network, which is the internet, to bring together people in a very direct sense, regardless of geography, regardless of sort of physical proximity. And then you can take that broad vision and then spin it out into similar networks for all kinds of things. So I think we as a team decided that, look, Finternet is one particular vertical, one particular pillar of networks, of this kind of network. Beacon protocol is another. But really, we are talking of all kinds of networks. So the initiative at its broadest level was christened Networks for Humanity. So I know it's a little bit of a grand title, but really that's the vision here. Yeah, it's been really incredible because it's almost as if there's a phrase saying, when technology meets with a good idea and meets with the difficulties that are being experienced today, you get magic, right? So in a sense, it's almost that way, that people have been saying, hey, you guys have articulated what we've been sort of semi-forming in our own minds. So it's almost as if there's a spontaneous meeting of minds, whether you speak to corporates, whether you speak to people who want to join and contribute to the initiative, it's been remarkable how much it resonates. Like you start talking about what it is and they say, oh, we get it, and how can we be part of it, which is fantastic. Entrepreneurial, be ready to dive into different things, whether it is legal, it is technical, it is commercial, what have you. And feel free to speak up and contribute, because out here, like, everyone's almost a co-creator. You know, it's not like someone's thinking and someone's doing. It's everyone's thinking and doing at the same time. So the gap between thinking and doing and saying is very, very short. And be very comfortable with ambiguity, because it's not like something which is clearly spelled out and clearly defined and given to you on a piece of paper. We're making it up, and everyone's welcome to contribute to that, to that creation. It is almost like a peer-generated network or a peer-generated concept that's coming up. Exactly right.